Well, hi. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I'm using my camera. I'm trying different angles. I'm trying different lighting, and I will get it straightened out eventually. But today, we are going to make this cute little amigurumi jellyfish. I'm going to show you how to make it. You guys wanted to know. I'm making a ton of these for the store, and we're going to make this one. Is he not the cutest? They turned out really cute. So we're going to make this one today, and I'm going to show you how. So what you're going to need, if you're going to make the keychain, you're going to want a jump ring, a keychain ring, a backpack clip, anything that you want to attach this to. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need some safety eyes. Now I have various sizes and types of safety eyes. The most generic kind that you can find, usually in most stores, are going to be just your basic black. Basic black safety eyes. It's got a little screw in the back. And then you use the little clips to push it in. I'm going to use, for this one, obviously you saw I used some cartoon type eyes. I have various different sizes and styles, and I've got noses and all that good stuff. So you're going to need some safety eyes. You're going to need some, I don't have it in here, but I'll show you guys later. You're going to need some size 10 cotton thread in black. Or you can use DMC cotton, you can use artisan or any kind of floss in the black. You can use in any color really, but this is what we're going to use with ours. I am using Aran Simply Soft. I do not know the colorway, but I've done these in pink, I've done them in blue. It is a 4-weight or any 4-weight yarn. You're going to use a 3.5 or an F, 3.5 millimeter hook or an F. You want to go smaller because you want the tighter stitch on it. And then you want some Polyfil, of course, and you want some jump rings or a jump ring that's going to attach to the top right here. You're going to want, because that way you want to make sure it's going to be secure and it's not going to come undone. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you need, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so to make the tentacles, you're going to leave a tail about 2 to 3 inches. Don't really need a long tail. You're going to make a slip knot. And then you're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. So the second chain from the hook, which is not going to be this one, it's going to be this one. You're going to do a slip stitch. So you go in, grab your yarn, pull it through, and pull it through. Again, do the slip stitch all the way up, go in, grab the yarn, pull it through, pull it through. You're going to do this all the way up to form your tentacle. You're just slip stitching, and you should have 14 slip stitches all the way up. Now, when you do these, it's going to naturally want to curl, which is what you want. But we're also going to use the tails at the end that you created. Okay, to get to the end, you're going to do a chain, pull it up, and you're going to snip it again about 2 to 3 inches. Pull that through and tighten it secure. Now you can help it along to do the natural curl, but that's going to be your tentacle. And you're going to make 3 of these. So go ahead and make 3 of these, and then I'll meet you back at the next step. We have our 3 tentacles. we're going to make the bottom part that we're going to put the tentacles on. So again, you want to leave, it doesn't really matter about the length of how you're going to do this. We're going to do the magic circle. It's going to be a double loop magic circle, which means it's going to be secure. So once it's tightened, it will not come undone ever. So how you do that is this is how I do mine. And I have a tutorial on how to do it both ways. So what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around your fingers once and twice. And then you're going to put your yarn on the side over here. And what I do is I hold it with my back finger. You're going to go up between the bottom two loops. You're going to grab that third loop, pull it through. You're going to take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around and you're going to pull it through to secure your magic circle. We're going to do, in the magic circle, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So go in the circle, grab your yarn, wrap your yarn, pull it through 2 loops. In the circle, wrap your yarn, pull it through 2. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, so I don't lose that last stitch, I will go ahead and pull my loop up, say about 1 inch tall. Now, put your hook down. This is the tricky part, but you need to pay attention because if you get it wrong, you'll have to start over again. But this will lock your stitches in place and they will not come undone. You want the top of your jellyfish to be closed and secure so it won't come undone if someone's using it as a keychain. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your tail and you're going to pull your tail just a little bit. And you want to pay attention which one of the loops tightens up. So this is not the one that tightened up. This is the one that tightened up. Now, you're going to take the one that tightened up, that got smaller, and you're going to grab it over here on the end where you end your stitches, and you're going to slowly pull that out. Ignoring the other loop, you're going to pull that out, and you'll see that the other loop is going to get tighter, and it's going to cinch up your hole. Now, see how tight that is? That's what we want. With the regular magic loop, magic circle, this will come undone over time. But this way, it will not come undone ever. So now you're going to take your tail. You're going to pinch your work. You're going to take your tail and you're going to pull. And what that's going to do is going to tighten that loop that you pulled out to where it's secure. You don't want to pull it too tight because then this will pucker up and you don't want that to pucker up. So you've got a really, really long tail now. So that's how you do it. You've got 6 stitches on your magic circle. Go ahead and pick up your loop, cinch it around your hook. And now we're going to do our next row. You're going to go in to where that first V is, that first single crochet that you created. You're going to go in there and it's going to be a little fiddly. This is the tightest part of the whole work. Now what you can do is use your hook to go in and loosen that up a little bit. So go in and kind of loosen it up because it's a little tight. That first stitch is a little tight, but after that it's really easy. Alright, so now that we've loosened it up, we're going to pick up our work and we're going to go in that first stitch, wrap your hook, pull it through, and you're going to do 2 single crochets in that same tight stitch. Alright, you're going to do 2 in the next one, so I count that as 2 stitches, so we're going to do 2 more. So there's 3 and 4. You're going to do 2 more. That's 5 and 6. You're going to do 2 more. That's 7 and 8. 2 more. 9, 10, and 2 more. 11, 12. So now you have 12 stitches. And we're doing, like I said, we're doing the bottom of your jellyfish right now. Now, it looks kind of off, so I'm going to do one more extra stitch. Now that does not increase your count, but it makes it more circular. You have 12 stitches on there. Now we're going to increase to 18 stitches. And because it's so small, I don't use a stitch marker, but you're welcome to if you would like to. So, how this works is you're going to do sets of 3. And how I do this to make it easier for me is I count out my sets of 3. So I know my first stitch is going to have 2, my next one is going to have 1, and that's my grouping of 3. So we're going to do a single crochet, we're going to do 1, 2, and then our third one. So there's 3, groups of 3. Okay, that's 3. We're going to do 4, and 5, because it's a 2, and 6. Again, groups of 3. 7, and 8, and then 9. Again, you're doing groups of 3, so you're doing 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, until you reach 18. There's my 1 and my 2, and there's my 3. My 1 and my 2, and there's my 3. And 1 and my 2, and there's my 3. Pull that up, and you should have 18 stitches on there. And if you're not sure, you need to go back and recount. You can always count the V's from the start of where you left off. So we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So we have our 18. Our next is going to be sets of 4. And this is where you can put in a stitch marker. Sets of 4 until you have 24 stitches, because that's our goal, is to make 24 stitches for the bottom. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either put in a stitch marker, or I can use my tail sometimes. Sometimes on these smaller projects it's a lot easier just to use my tail. So we'll use the stitch marker with the bigger project. So there's my tail. I just lay it down. I'm going to work around it, and I'm going to do sets of 4. So the first stitch is going to be 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches for a set of 4. Again, I'm doing 2 single crochets in that stitch, and then I'm doing a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches to make a set of 4. And you're going to do that all the way around. So now we have 8, and if you're not sure where you are, again, you can go back from where you put your stitch marker in, or you marked your place. Sets of 4, there's 9, 10, and then 11, and then 12. It just makes it easier for me. I count as I go. But if you are doing mindless work and you really don't want to count, with amigurumi, it's a lot of counting, so you really have to pay attention to your numbers. So there we go. That's another set of 4. So, and if you're not sure where you need to put your 2 stitches, you can always look up close and see that there are 2 stitches in this hole. So therefore, on the first leg of the 2 stitches, I'm going to put 2 more stitches, and that's how it grows out. So we know we're going to put 2 stitches in this first leg of the double stitches from before. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that should bring me next to my next double stitch from the previous row, and that way I know I'm going to do 2 stitches in the leg of these 2 stitches. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, please ask your questions in the comments below, and I will be happy to answer them. There's 3, and there's 4. Again, I do 2 stitches on that first one. 1, 2, then a single and a single, and that will bring me 24 stitches. And if you're not sure, again, you can go back and count the V's. I'm going to pull out my tail that I used for my stitch marker. I'm going to do one more stitch. Actually, I'm going to do a single crochet here. Do a single crochet here, and I'm fastening it off, and a chain. Now this tail you want to be really long. I'm going to say, because you're going to use this to stitch the bottom of the jellyfish together, so you want it to be, oh, I guess about 18 inches, 12 to 18 inches. And then pull this through and cinch it secure. Alright, now we're going to put on the legs. This is really, really simple. You're going to use your hook. You're going to take your first leg. Okay. Now, you have your 6 holes that are in here in the middle. So every 2 holes is where you're going to attach one of those legs. You're going to see where we continued right here. You're going to take this hole, and that's where you're going to put your first one. So what I do is I put my hook through that first hole. I'm going to grab my tail. I'm going to pull my tail through on that side. Try to keep this one out of the way. And then I'm going to put my hook through the next hole of the 6. Now you don't want to do it in this hole because this creates your next row. So you want to make sure you're in that first stitch where we had 6. Okay, pull it through. Okay, so now your first tentacle is on. You're going to turn your work over. You're going to find those 2. Now remember, you've got a tail in here from where you did your circle. So you want to find the 2. There's one. There's the other one. And is this the other one? Yes. So you can always do that. So you take the 2 that belong to that tentacle. You're going to tie it 3 times. So that's 1, 2, just an overhand knot, and 3. What this does is just secures it to the inside of the bottom of your jellyfish. So there's your first tentacle. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do the next one. Again, you're going to take, oops, now remember you came in here. So you're going to do these 2 and these 2. That's where you're going to put the, oh, nope, wait a minute. There's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I have to look at it. Alright, so there's 1. We're going to do the next tentacle. You're going to pull, oops, you're going to pull that tail through. And I just hit the camera with my needle. You're going to go into the next hole. Oh, where are you? There you are. And you're going to pull that through. Okay, and there's your new tentacle. Put your needle down, and you're going to find, again, you're going to find the tails that belong to that one, and it's these 2. And you're going to do 3 underhand knots. So there's 1. That first one you want really tight. There's 2, and there's 3. Now we're going to do something with these strings shortly, as you saw in the picture, and where the other extra tentacles come from. So now you've got those 3. Now let's go ahead and put on that 4th one. Now I meant to mention that where you're putting it in is you've got a wrong side, which you guys know what a wrong side looks like when you're doing your amigurumis, and also when you're doing regular crochet. And then you've got your right side. Your right side looks more neat. Alright, so we've got 2 more that we're going to put the last leg in. Alright, there's that one. Pull it through, and there's this one. Oops. Pull it through. Alright, tie that one secure, and then I will meet you back here and show you what we're going to do with our tentacles put on. We're going to pull through the tails to create smaller tentacles. Okay? You want to ignore the big long one that you created because that's the one that you're going to use to stitch the bottom to the top. So try not to pull that one through anywhere. All right, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull one through the center. So you're working from the right side to the wrong side to pull them through. So I'm going to go ahead and put my needle through the center, and I'm going to grab the closest one to the center and pull it through. Oh, there we go. Didn't want to go. All right, so now I've pulled that through the center. Our goal is to get all of these tails next to our tentacles. So normally what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just pick various holes, like every 2 holes on the 18, and just pull one random through, whatever's closest to it. So here's one. I'm going to pull it through, and this is count 2, go through, and here's one tail. I'm going to pull it through. Let's do this one. There's no right or wrong on where you can pull them through. Just various places pull them through, because we're going to fray them. There's one, and pull it through. And let's see. Let's do one right here. Pull it through. That's a little short one. All right, we've got one more to pull through. Let's do it right here. All right. So now we've got all of our tails on the other side. So this is going to be the inside of your jellyfish. You don't have any more tails there because they are all down here. They are all part of your tentacles. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these. I'm going to get my big scissors. Is that my picking shears? No, that's my big scissors. Okay. And then you want to kind of even it up a little bit. Okay. We're not going to fray those. We are going to fray them, but we're not going to fray them right now because we want to wait till we get it completely together, because that way we've got less stuff in our way. So this is going to be the bottom of our jellyfish. So there we go. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do this part, and I will take my big tail, wrap it up, just wrap it up, and just set it to the side, because we're not going to do anything with it until the very end. So next work on the body. You're going to do the body exactly, you're going to start out exactly the way I showed you with the bottom. We're going to do the double magic circle. So again, I'll show you. Take it here. Oh, put my needle down. You're going to wrap it once, twice, and then you're going to have a third one right here on top. I know it's hard for me to get this angle so you guys can see it. You're going to take your needle, you're going to go under the 2, pull through the last one. And it's going to kind of twist a little bit. You're going to wrap it and pull it through to create a single, or rather a slip stitch, to make it secure. In your magic circle, you're going to do 6 single crochet, just like you did with your bottom. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I'm going to show you how I tighten it up. If you didn't get it the first time, we'll do it again. So make that loop a little bit big, put your needle down. Okay, you have 2 loops and a tail. Pinch your work here. You're going to pull your tail just ever slowly to see which one of your loops is going to be smaller. This is your inner loop. This is the one we want to tighten up. So we're going to pull it. Still hold on to your work gently. You're going to pull from where your work is, and you're going to see your hole get closed up tighter and tighter. And kind of straighten it out. And now you've got a secured, tight magic circle. It will not come undone. Continue holding on to your piece here where your last loop was. You're going to take your tail, and you're going to pull that extra yarn to where it hides completely inside your work, and that will not come undone unless you take it completely apart. Alright, so just like we did with the bottom, we're going to do two single crochet. I'm sorry, I keep wanting to say double crochet. We're going to do 2 single crochet inside each stitch for a total of 12. Because we have 6 single crochet, we want 12. So we're going to put 2 in each one. Again, you're going to fiddle with that very first one. It's going to be tight. And you're going to do 2 single crochet in each individual stitch. So there's 2. And there's number 3 and 4. And there's, oops, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, and then just one extra to make it more circular. Alright, now we've got 12 stitches. We're going to increase to 18 stitches, which means we're going to make 3 sets of 3s, just like we did before. So I'm going to do 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1, and that's your pattern until you have 18 stitches. 2, 1, 2, 1, all the way around. So what I do is I count my sets of 3s. You can do it any way you would like. If you want to put the tail or a stitch marker right here and then just do sets of 3s so you don't have to keep count, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I keep count. So we know the first one's going to be 2. There's 1 and 2. The next one is going to be a single for 3. The next one is going to be 2, so there's 4 and 5, and then a single to make 6. Again, sets of 3. 7 and 8, and then 9. Oops, there we go. 10, 11, and 12. 13, 14, and 15. 16, 17, and 18. Alright, now we have a set of 18. Again, if you're not sure or you want to make sure you've got 18, you can always go to the top, count your V's, and make sure you've got 18 around. So the next step is we want 24, and 24 is going to be our stopping point as far as our increases. And so they're sets of 4. So if you don't want to count like I did, like do the 4, then the 8, then the 12. If you don't want to do it that way, you can always lay your tail like I showed you a while ago. Lay your tail or put a stitch marker in there. Go around your tail, and you're going to do sets of 4. So there's 2 in the first one, and then a single in the next 2 for a set of 4. Again, 2 in the first one, and then a single in each of the next 2. And again, if you're not sure, you'll see where we put the double stitch before. You're going to do the 2 on the first leg of the double stitch. So you know that you're doing it in the right place. So there's 2, and then 1, and then 1. Oops. My yarn caught. Then 2, and then 1, and then 1. Oh, where did that come from? Okay, and then 2, and then 1. Oops. And then 1. 2, 1, and 1. Now, you've come back around to where you put your stitch marker or your tail. You're going to pull that out. And now you have 24 stitches. Now we're going to make the actual jellyfish part. And this is where you want to put a stitch marker in. And how I do it is I'll go ahead and make that first stitch. And you want to put your stitch marker in. This was gifted to me by Miss Ellie. Open it up. I also sell stitch markers in my Etsy shop. You'll find the link below. If there's a custom made one that you would like to have or see, just let me know and I'll be glad to make it for you. Alright, so with these, you're going to put it in there like that. And then you're going to close it up, and then this way you've got your stitch marker and it's secure in there. Now we're going to do 6 rows of single crochet. We know we're at 24. So you're just going to do a single crochet all the way around, because that's mostly what amigurumi is single crochets, increases and decreases. That's pretty much all amigurumi is. And as we're doing this, you're going to see that it's going to form a dome. And the first couple of rows, it's going to want to curl in on you. So I'm going to show you what happens once I get this first round done. And you do want to keep track of how many rows, and I can show you how you can keep track without using a stitch mark counter. It's a little device where you click it after each row that you've done, which is great. I actually love it. It's fantastic for amigurumi, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of repeat rows like this. Alright, now you see how it's curling up towards my thumb. It's curling around my thumb while I'm stitching it. Okay, so we know where we put the stitch marker in. That was our first stitch of this round. So we're not going to stitch on that area. So now that it's kind of curled up, this is the outside of it, and you don't want the outside to be curled in. So you're going to turn it out, and this is going to be the domed part of your jellyfish. Now that was your first round. You're going to do 5 more for a total of 6. So do 5 more rounds. And take your stitch marker out, put it down, and you're going to do a single crochet, pull it up, put your stitch marker in to mark that as your first stitch for that round. And then we're going to do round number 2. Now do your total of 6 rounds, and I'll meet you back. Now to make the skirt. At the skirt, we don't need our stitch marker anymore, because from this point you're going to see where your stitches are, because you're going to have your ruffle. So for the first stitch, you're going to do in the front loop only. You're going to pick up that front loop, and you're going to do a slip stitch. Okay? In the next stitch, in the front loop only, you're going to go in, you're going to do a single crochet. In the same stitch, you're going to do a half double crochet, which is where you wrap your yarn. Go up through the front loop only. You're going to wrap your yarn, you're going to pull it through. You got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap it and pull all 3 loops through, and that is your half double crochet. And then you're going to do, in the same stitch, you're going to do another single crochet. So you're going to do a slip stitch in the first stitch. You're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet, and a single crochet in the same stitch. Your next stitch is going to be a slip stitch, and then you're going to do your ruffle. So in the next stitch, front loop only. All of these are front loop only. You're going to do a single crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, I'm sorry. Well, it doesn't want to go through. This yarn splits, and it's irritating. And then you're going to do a single. In the next stitch, you're going to do front loop only slip stitch, and then you're going to do a front loop only single, half double, and a single. And that's your repeat all the way around. So let me do it one more time, and then I will meet you at the end. So we're going to do slip stitch, single, half double, now there we go. This yarn, like I said, it splits, and then a single. And there's your bottom part. There's your ruffle on the bottom of your mini jellyfish. So do that, repeat all the way around, and I will meet you back here. If your count is correct, you should end up with a cluster of the single, half double, single. And then here we have your first slip stitch that you did. So you're going to go into that first slip stitch in the front loop only. You're going to take your yarn, pull it through, slip stitch, and chain to fasten off. Now for this, you do not need a long tail. A couple inches, and then just secure it, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to be tucking that in the bottom of it. Okay, so now it's time to put on the face. So to do the face, you need some secure eyes. Now if you don't have any safety eyes, you can use little pieces of felt, just cut them in circles, and you can stitch them on or hot glue them on or whatever you want to do. I have several different kinds. I have colored ones, and then here's some more sparkly colored ones, and then here's some cartoon eyes, and then I also have some plain regular just black doll eyes. But for this one, I'm going to make it cute, and I'm going to put in these cute little cartoonish amigurumi eyes. Now if you want to do eyelashes when you do your mouth, you want to put in the eyelashes before you put in the eyes, because you want to set the eyes in on top of the eyelashes, and it makes it more secure, and it looks like it's coming out of the eye itself instead of being detached. But on this one, I'm not going to do the eyelashes. I will show you how to do the eyelashes when I show you how to do the larger jellyfish, the hanging jellyfish. This is a keychain jellyfish. Alright, so you want your tail to be in the back. You're going to come down to about row 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's row 6. So you want to just kind of place your first one in one of the holes. Now for these cartoon eyes, the little dots go up at the top. And before you secure them in, you want to make sure you've got them set in the way that you want them to be. So I count over maybe 3 holes, and then on the 4th hole I'll go ahead and put in the next one. And when it just presses through the hole, see, on the other side, just presses through the hole. Okay, and I think I got them where I want them to be. So now I'm going to take the backs, and I'm going to put the secure backs. So of course you're going to go in, put your thumb on it and hold it properly so it doesn't move, and put on your back. Let's see if this is the right size back. Oh, it is, and it should snap into place. You're going to push it all the way down, and it'll snap into place, and then that eye will not move or come out. And now we're going to do the next one. Put on the back. It's a little fiddly because I'm doing everything on a smaller scale, and you're going to you'll hear it pop as it goes into place, and it snaps securely. All right, now we have our eyes on our jellyfish. It's going to be so cute. All right, now we want to stitch on our mouth, and I think I'm going to give this one eyebrows too, so hold on and I'll be right back.